is how we do it in the South.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to Rabbit's Used Cars. Got my VinWiki shirt on today. Although I love and I hate VinWiki at times. I love it. I love Ed. And I love the channel. You got to think about it. It's where I got my start, here on the tubes. But in the same token, so, and I don't mind this. I mean, it's networking. It's building the brand. I got you. And I'll be honest with you, it's dragging me right along with it. But it's, you know, so they're taking my old VinWiki videos and cutting them, and several others, and they're cutting them up and using them for TikTok and Facebook Reels and Instagram Reels. And that's cool. But you took a 15-minute story and they condensed it down to 3 minutes. They just kind of give you the bullet points of what went down. And I mean, it's crazy how these things have blew up on TikTok. I mean, my voice has went viral on TikTok. And the thing that's crazy is, I mean, it just blows my mind still that people love those voice cuts and all that stuff, or audio clips. But like, and it's cool, you know, I love it, you know, because they end up bouncing back here, you know, and that's great. But in the same token, by cutting these stories up, you miss a lot of the point, and you miss a lot of the details. And you read some of these comments, some of them are pretty heated. Sleazy salesman, sleazy salesman. Yeah, and I hate that because I take pride in sales. You gotta understand, this has been my career, is sales. It's done me well. And, you know, you read some of these comments, and there was one of them, that's the reason I don't buy cars from dealerships. He goes, why pay for their overhead? So let me stop there with that comment. Do you buy your groceries from the farm? Do you have a cow in your front yard? Do you have a garden? No, you buy your groceries from a grocery store just like everybody else. Well, they have overhead. And if you want to buy your cars from individuals, that's fine. But don't talk trash like that. That just comes off as stupid, really. I'll be honest with you. I don't really understand the logic. You know, like, he's doing good, so I don't want to buy a car from him. That's dumb. You know what I mean? That makes no sense to me. I mean, that really, when I hear that, I'm just like, what were you thinking sitting in your mom's basement replying to this? And then another comment. One of my favorite videos on VinWiki is Grandma's Got Credit. That was such a fun story, and it is 110% true. And, you know, like any good story, you always got those assholes that want to jump in there. And, oh, my God, it's so sleazy, you know, this, and this. So a little added info on this story. You know, basically the story in a nutshell, if you've never seen it, is I was working at the Ford place. We had a guy that had weak credit. He brought his dad in. His dad's credit wasn't that great. He had no cosigners. He did not have enough credit to pull the deal down on this 3/4 ton Dodge truck. And basically, we brought his grandmother, who was in her 80s in a retirement home, in, and she co-signed with him on this Dodge 3/4 ton truck, and he got it. Grandma had a damn near perfect credit score. So let me stop there and say this. This is where the sleazy comments come in, because that's basically what you heard on this TikTok reel, is that. So, that being said, oh my God, that's so sleazy, dragging someone's poor grandmother in there, and this, and this. Well, it depends on how you look at it. Look at the guy that bought it. He was a brick mason. Literally just went into business for himself, and now he's got a dependable truck to work with. Getting married, got married, had kids. He's got a decent vehicle to haul his family in now and work with. And grandmother gave him a little help with it. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Anybody else ever have a family member help them out? Same difference. And this is the thing at the end of the day. Even the old camera guy pointed to himself. But it's the truth. But everybody wants to throw shade. So let me give you a little what happened after story with this. So this guy was local, and I actually bumped into him a few years later. We were all out, and I bumped into him, and he came up to me. That truck was paid for. His masonry business has took off and is doing well. He's done traded that truck. He's got a brand new one now. But that's the thing that's crazy. That everybody's so quick to talk trash. And keep in mind, you know, when you're telling an entertaining story, you got to have something that catches your attention. If he came in, and I stopped the story with, well, his credit wasn't good enough, so he went home. Well, that's a boring story. You know what's fun? Hopping in this big lifted four-wheel drive Dodge Ram, driving to a retirement home to show it to his grandmother who was in her 80s. That's what makes a funny story, because it's going to make everybody giggle. It's going to make everybody laugh. And that's what makes this story fun. But that's also what you do in sales. And I know people are quick to really, really judge. So quick. And just hear me out. Just that's all I ask. You know, you got to think about it. When you take a job that's 100% commission, you are paid to sell vehicles. You're not paid to stand around. You're not paid to take a coffee break. You're not paid to take a lunch break. You're not paid to do anything. You're not paid to stand there. You're paid to sell cars. Period. It is not an easy job. It is not for the weak at heart. It is psychologically just a wearing job on you. Usually, if you ever notice anybody that's in new car sales, either they really stick with it and they'll be there forever, or they're going to be there a real short time, because a lot of people just can't make that cut and can't hang with it. And me being one of them, I'll be honest with you, I would never want to go back to personally to new car sales again. I'm not saying I'm too good to do it. I'm just saying the stress of it, it's frustrating. And I can see how demanding things are, even though it's a little different now, because a lot of your dealers are going on like one price shopping, and you know, COVID drove everything crazy anyway. But even after all that sizzles down, I still wouldn't want to go back to new car sales. You got to think about it. That was a stepping stone for me. But let's get back to Rabbit being in new car sales. Is, you know, when you sell, you know, that's your job. Just like, you know, if you work at Burger King, your job's to make hamburgers. If you know, just like 1099's job's to run a video camera. You know, you got to think about it. Everybody's got their job. You do. My job is to sell cars. You know, is it ethically right? I mean, did I break a law? No. Did it put grandma in some kind of financial turmoil? No, it didn't. But there again, now you say that, but let's say a guy comes in buying a truck that you know he can't afford. Do you tell him, no, I'm not going to sell you this truck because it's not financially responsible? No. Sign here, here, and here. Let me walk you to F&I. That's the thing. You got to take that out, because you, with these standards, all high and mighty, are going to be the one that starves to death. Keep in mind, I don't get paid to have standards. I didn't get paid to, you know, be concerned about people's financial well-being. My concern was selling cars. That's what I was there to do. So I did whatever's possible to do that. And that's new car sales in a nutshell. Anyone that tells you they sell new cars and have never ran into these types of situations, or they turned a customer away because they didn't think they were getting a good deal, they're telling you a fucking lie, straight off the bat. I don't want to hear it, because they're going to starve to death in this business. It's just part of it. And it's not just cars, it's real estate, it's anything. Anything involving sales. That's kind of my thing, you know, is just so quick to get that stigma, to get that, you know, just that hatred towards this job, towards this profession. And then, like, somebody even commented on there, I wonder what that guy's doing now. I bet he's still selling new cars. No, I don't. This guy owns a fucking dealership now. I have the best job ever. You know what I do? I get up and I play with old cars all day long. That's the thing. I was a stepping stone for me to get where I wanted to be, which is here. And You know, like I said, so that's the good and the bad with this stuff. You know, and I don't get too wrapped up in the comments. I'll be honest with you, I don't care that much. But I don't want people to get the wrong idea, especially for something that happened years ago. I mean, take the eBay story. Was that my proudest moment? No. And I will tell anyone that. Does it make for a funny story? Yeah, it does. At the end of the day. Matter of fact, I was literally talking to a friggin' guy in LA at a production company just about that one story because it was so interesting. It's just one of those things that doesn't happen that much. And I mean, I know somebody's gonna jump in the comments, I was banned from eBay too. I'm not saying I was the first. I'm not saying I was one of the only ones. I'm just saying it's just kind of odd. Anyway, ran over. Rabbit's a good guy. I'm not screwing grandmas over. I'm not. What's that look for, Jeff? Anyway, that's the thing. You can't judge a book by its cover. You can't judge someone from a 3-minute video, even though that people on the internet feel like they can. Guys, we'll catch you next time at Rabbit's Used Cars.